Hey, it's Eric the Real Estate Shark. We are back for another behind the scenes video. In the last episode, a lot of things went down in terms of work stuff. Had a bit of a bigger surgery than I thought, hence the nose diaper, and we are back to kick it off. Brief update, had my first post-week ENT appointment the other day. Everything went well. They pulled some massive stents out of my nose. I finally took a few breaths through my nose, but I'm still congested, still doing some draining. There's still some inflammation. It's going to take a couple weeks to probably a month or so to like really feel better, but I already feel so much pressure gone just from taking those. I mean, they were massive stents in my nose. I did not think that was the case. Right before the appointment, I was talking to somebody about buying a house, and we were able to kind of set up a real last minute showing for the way back from the doctor. We were able to get that in, did the showing. It was kind of a bummer, one of those where the photos really looked a lot nicer, layout looked a lot nicer, and then when you're there, it just wasn't the case. And we think a lot, if not all, of the windows were kind of messed up, which was a turnoff. While we were in the house, we were able to set one more kind of immediate showing for a townhouse, which doesn't always happen. Luckily, we were able to get in. That one would have been a lot better, but unfortunately, in this community, they did not think about parking. And I think there was a few reasons, but for that might be the biggest reason. If they would have guests over or family or anything, it would just be really tough to park those people. And I think that would be an issue for them and then for resale. So it did not work out, but that's what we did. So let's get back more into this episode.
And happy Friday. We got a good amount of office work done today. Got to finalize that listing for tomorrow. Right now we have a few errands to run. We got Barrett's first birthday tomorrow, which is crazy. Today is actually his first birthday. So stop one, had to get some gas. Stop two, we are at the legendary Sugar Shack Cookie Co. in Euletics for some birthday cookies for tomorrow. Right now we gotta stop and get a food pickup order. And then we need to go back to the listing, finalize some details. So let's get to it. This is a terrible behind the scenes moment. I just went in to meet with a seller to get some final measurements, needed to verify a few things, ask them some questions, kind of go over what our showing schedule looks like, how they want to be notified for the showings, things like that. Forgot to take my camera. I could have probably used my phone, but I didn't get a chance to get any clips while doing that. Then I totally wanted to get a few extra clips to do like a reel, and I totally forgot, but we got to head out. So we'll make the other media stuff we have work for that. This was a fail, but that's okay. Let's get back to the office.
Good morning and happy Saturday. Yesterday was kind of rough. Definitely felt like I was crashing, not feeling great. Ended up going to bed early, so we are up early today, about 5 in the office. Got to prep for a few showings that we have today, and then it's Bear's party. More importantly, we need to get our listing finalized since last night was a train wreck. This morning, let's get to it.
All right, we are out and about. We just did our first showing with buyer number one. I think it went pretty well. It might be a contender, so we're gonna have to recap, possibly run some numbers. We are headed to the second one, which we almost scrapped. It already has multiple offers and they're due today. The market is definitely heating up and getting crazy again. I don't love it, but we're gonna make the best of it. So let's head over to the next showing, and then after that, we're meeting buyer number two. All right, we are done with the first showing for buyer number two for the day. I just stopped at Starbucks because I needed to use the bathroom, and then also probably get a little bit of coffee because we did not really have breakfast. Sometimes setting showings is not always sunshine and rainbows. In an ideal world, you set them back to back to back, and you get them in a nice little flowy pattern here. Today, unfortunately, with restrictions and blockage and things like that, we have 3. We're gonna have a bit of a gap to the next one, and then we're gonna have another pretty decent gap until the last one. So we're just gonna make it work, but it's not always sunshine and rainbows when setting showings. Showing number 2 done. We are headed to the last one of the day. We were able to kill some time kind of chatting and recapping outside of the house. This one was a crazy one. There was somebody in there before us, and then like 5 other people waiting after we got there. So that was definitely interesting. Tensions were high, but we made it work. We are definitely entering a market where you want a strong, capable agent, which you have that with the Shark, who is your trusted guide in all things real estate. Happy Wednesday. We are ready to go out and about for a little bit. We need to go to Ghost Coffee to speak with Daniel, the owner. We have our season 5 of Cars and Coffee this Sunday, and I just want to get a couple things squared away with him. So we're gonna take out the Subi. go meet with Daniel just to catch up about a few things, talk about a couple changes that I'd like to make for this season, and just kind of want to rope him in on that. I will keep you guys posted on what that's going to be or what that looks like. And then we have a ton of stuff to do at the at HQ today. You know, got to catch up on a lot of work from the surgery and go from there. So once we get back to HQ, I'll let you guys know what we're working on. All right, we just met with Daniel at Ghost. Good talk. We got a kind of a good update for the season opener and kind of moving forward with some of those plans I was telling you about. I don't have the best news. I think our lot's going to be a little tricky this year. As you can see, a lot of the parking in one of the lots is taken up with some of the guy that owns the building, some of their inventory. I don't think that's going to be leaving for the opener or anytime soon. So we'll have to make do with what we got. I'm excited for this season. Season 5, I think it's going to be the best one. I'm excited for the future and all the great stuff for the community. So there's Ghost, favorite coffee shop. If you haven't checked them out, you need to. Let's get back to the office.
Yep, I just had a protein bowl with some frozen blueberries, which are the best kind of blueberries, so don't mind the blue teeth. Today has been productive, but wild. After we got back from Ghost, I had a call with a client that was a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but it was really good and productive. Then I had to get a few things ready with like my nose. Worked on getting some sourdough flatbread, the dough made so that we can have that for dinner tonight. So that took a little bit of time, not too long. And now I've been getting some office work done, trying to get caught up on things. Need to get the newsletter out for the day. Was not able to get out this morning, which is fine. So we're almost done with that. And then we'll see how long that takes us until dinner time. So it's been a productive day, kind of getting back into the groove of things, but definitely has been not exactly how I thought it would be.
Howdy, it's Thursday. We are just getting back to HQ from the ENT. As you can tell, I'm a little less congested. This was the second week appointment. They did a little bit more of sucking out some of the mucus and crap out of my nose that has not been coming out with the flushes, and everything is going great. She said probably like 6 times at how well everything is healing and how good of a job I've been doing with, you know, keeping it hydrated and doing my flushes, and she was very happy with it. So I feel great. It's still gonna be probably a couple weeks before I'm like really getting the benefit of all this, but like even just right now I've been able to breathe through my nose a little bit and I don't feel as congested. It still feels weird, but everything is great. So we're headed back to HQ. We have a conference call and then some more office work, possibly editing video, but we have some more follow-up and just set some showings. So let's get to it. Good morning and happy Friday. We have just completed 2 showings and now we're headed back to HQ. We need to print out a contract and go a little old school and sign a contract with the seller in person. So that's kind of refreshing and nice. 2 showings were pretty good. The first one, really good. Needed a little bit of work, but I think doable, so we may end up submitting an offer on that, and of course it's going to be a little bit of a battle. Second house is definitely, again, one of those where the pictures made it look nicer than what it actually is. I don't know why recently I've been having a string of these where you get there and it is just not what you were expecting. So that one was pretty much a no, like right when we walked into the front door. So we shall see. We then have, after the contract signing, we will have 2 last minute showings. And then Sam and I are going out to dinner tonight for our 6th wedding anniversary. So that's exciting. I can't wait for that. What a very productive day so far. So after our showings, we got back home, needed to eat quickly, which I should not have rushed eating because I'm still not breathing the best. I ended up having like a coughing fit, so hopefully I didn't mess anything up on my nose. Food kind of got stuck, was eating way too fast, probably more than you need to know, but let me say, mistakes were made. We had 2 phone calls, as you've seen, and then this was actually really cool. The Mokina listing, we needed to get some papers signed, and they wanted to meet in person. They kind of like that you know, the personal touch, not necessarily doing the DocuSign. So we're babysitting, and I actually met these wonderful people through their son, who just so happens to live in the same neighborhood that I do. So it was nice that I was able to print the contract, actually walk over to their house, or to the son's house, get the paper signed, and then walk back to HQ. Just got a little bit of work done in the office. And now doing 2 last minute showings with Michelle. So we're gonna go do those. I don't think we're door knocking today because of the showings. And then this evening, Sam and I have dinner plans, and then probably need to get that contract over to the other agent and probably call it a night. So very excited for that. We are going to Perry's Steakhouse. I cannot wait to show you guys what we got. Good morning and happy Saturday. We have 2 showings with Michelle again. We just did showing number 1. This is the second time within a week where, as we're walking in or walking out, the buyers happen to know the next person coming to look at it. So in this case, this time it was a friend's mom. Last time it was my client's best friend's girlfriend. What are the odds of that? Crazy market. So time for showing number 2. Showings are done, picked up our nose cream, time to get Diesel back to the home office, gotta run some comps. So I think we're gonna wrap up this episode here. I think this is gonna be a long one, but yesterday was the season opener of Cars and Coffee, which was absolutely insane. I figured it was gonna be big just between it growing and the fact that people wanted to kind of kick off the season. But it was madness. After talking with Daniel from Ghost, he thinks that we had somewhere above 1,200 people, like 1,200 people. Like, that's absolutely insane. I mean, there was over probably 350 cars that showed up. I mean, I can't even. Sort of finished from yesterday, the GoPro died. Sorry, I'm wearing the face diaper. I still have to put cream in my nose after I do flushes, and it's just easier for the cream not to fall out with the face diaper. But like I said, I was still buzzing from the car show. It was amazing. So that's going to be an end to this episode. I'll catch you on the next one.